Hi, Scorpio. All right, welcome to now. If you're returning, thank you so very much. And if you're new, my name's Raaji, and I call the space Opal Oracle, I guess. Or rather, Opal Oracle is the name. Okay, Scorpio. Well, I'm recording this in your fellow Mars time, right? So, I came up with a new spread. Your energy is really good, by the way. And I like that it's sort of an overcast day. Ooh, these are all zoomy nose prints. It's an overcast day, but it's beautiful because April showers bring May flowers, right? So just remember that, I guess. It's a natural thing, right? Happens every year. So let's see. I kind of broke this down into emotional and physical, like water and earth. Figure they go together, right? Eventually the water hits the land. All right, let's see where you're at in the water. Oh, strong. You can touch the bottom. Good. You can touch the bottom. Always a plus. Right? I really feel like your feet are on the ground. This is good. Well, I want to keep opening these up just a second. Some action to take. Oh, wow. Well, I heard go back in the water a little bit. Did we talk about this last year? Like the wave, right? And how, I guess since last year, you've been learning something about what to do when big energy comes to you, especially when it's emotional. Like how to kind of handle that a bit better because, well, your power is very strong and you can be very sensitive to other people's emotions as well, right? So it's okay to go into the water. I feel like you're in a really good space here. Let's see what can be of assistance to you. More water. It's water and earth. Fascinating. Give me just a second. Okay, so you're solid enough to do something if you want to. You have an opening. It's one of your actions is there's actually a door. Oh, it's like an underwater. I just saw like a diver. Okay, so I heard you've come a long way, right? You've come a long way. Up and down these mountains. I see you've been swimming, right? You crossed this huge water source and then you climb these mountains and now you're kind of at the water again and you're like, do I have to? But if you go into this space, it's so stable there. It's like, and you don't again, I keep seeing a person going out into the water. At first they were facing the earth. But then there's something about, it's like you looked at your compass and then you're like, oh, I got to go this way. But then you saw this water and you're like, oh God, must I, right? Deve. So, but the cool thing is you only have to go out maybe to like, up to your chest, right? And then you dive down, which is not far to dive, and there's like a little door there. Oh, I get it. You crack me up. I love when you're funny. You're pretty funny. You know what it is it's almost as if you've been burrowing a hole through the mountain like a tunnel instead of, it's like you had something in front of you and you're like, I mean, I guess this could be presently, but it's like you have opportunities and options to get from point A to point B. And all along the way, I see that you're safe. You're safe. And so I guess there's, again, I see there's an option. You can climb the mountain. Maybe we're all on a different point. So it's either you climb the mountain or you fucking burrowed a hole through it. I heard with your fist of fury, you know what I mean? You're just like, just like making this tunnel. You're like, I want to get through this. Maybe this is some sort of Saturn lesson or Capricorn. Like Capricorn to Pisces. You're trying to push through Aquarius. You're trying to get through Aquarius. Or I heard maybe avoid it. Are you ignoring anything that you already know better about? Or is there anything that you really do know emotionally that you still are uncertain to whether you're strong enough to do something? Like we said in the beginning, you're ready to do something or not. Because you are. I mean, you have to try. But the cool thing is the action to take is actually the Ace of Cups. Look how awesome this card is. It's an Ace of Cups. It's actually a solid Ace of Cups, right? Which is quite rare. And then you look at this beautiful door. Sort of like a hobbit house, too. Because if you start tunneling, remember, you can do it. But once you're going into, like when you're climbing a mountain, you can just be like, I want to climb back down, right? Or I just want to sit and look at the view. But when you are tunneling through a mountain, you're not going to back up. You know what I mean? You're just going to keep going until the goal is achieved. There's something real trippy here, Scorpio. I know sometimes your readings are so cryptic, especially when I'm in the house. But point is that I guess you already have what you need, but you think that you need something that somebody maybe else has, or maybe what you really need is not something that is not being given to you from another person, but that's because you have it in yourself, or you have to build it in yourself. That's why you don't have it, or you didn't have it. You had to learn how to build that in yourself, create that yourself, right? And it's a slow process, but I see that you're doing a really good job. Now, there could also be something that you're looking at, say, in ways of your own security. And I see what you have and what you have built and what it would look like if you had, I heard half, like if you had to, well, I guess I heard handle all of it. How would you feel? Because you can. You can. Let's see about the physical world. Wow, you have the Queen and the King of Pentacles. Okay, in your physical world, this is so awesome. I told you you're ready. But take your time You have the King of Pentacles and this beautiful hawk. You are totally ready to take some sort of action, or you're preparing yourself for it right now, which is good. Now, sometimes this is your opposite, right? Taurus sometimes can have a little bit of a, okay, what Taurus is earth, right? I see Taurus a lot. When it's not a bull, it's like a tree, you know, like an oak tree or something. And which is beautiful because it grows from a little tiny acorn, right? But once it's a tree, the only way for a tree to move is through air, right? Sometimes you need air to move earth, right? You could move earth with water too, but the wind rustling through the leaves is a beautiful thing, right? So maybe pay attention if you hear that. I feel like spring's coming, right? So also, I guess, be open to what, because this is kind of where you are in this physical space, is you're already taking action, right? Emotionally, you're secure, which is beautiful. That's really, really beautiful energy. You know, I mean, sure, sometimes you might be, I heard split in being able to keep that steady about where you're at and where you're going. But I want you to keep coming back in yourself and be like, I heard, you know, I am a rock, you are my rock. But the solidarity of the you are my rock is something that's actually invisible or you know, non-human. It's something like that, you know. Even these little flowers, like you are my rock. There's something to remind you that, remind your inner child too that they're safe enough. Let's see what action is being meant to take. Okay. Okay, so again, I see you are ready for something, but there's also, I guess you have to continue to tunnel. You get to the water, you go in up to your heart, right? Up to your chest, dive in, go through the door. When you do, it's like you don't have to deal with the tumultuous sea because you did all that extra hard work before drilling the tunnel through the mountain. Does this make sense? Because you could have just casually, I mean, of course, whoever, whatever you take, you choose, but like casually walking up and down the mountain is perfectly fine. But when you take that extra effort with Capricorn, with Saturn, to work wicked hard at something and to try your best and to try not to complain and accept your responsibilities and like even the most, you know, fundamental societal boring, like bills, taxes, whatever the fuck, take care of your kids, you know, it's, you're generally rewarded for it, you know. And to avoid the tumultuous or sometimes really scary world of Pisces, because, you know, we talked about this last month, the bottom of the sea is petrifying, you know what I mean? So being able to have a little portal past that, I heard, is possible, but you still have to go in the water. And I guess I can't tell you, I can't see or tell you how long it'll take, right? Because the trip across the sea on the surface could be a similar time frame to if you dig the tunnel, go into the water, dive into it, go through the door, and then whatever that portal brings you to, it could be the same, you know, maybe it's like this, but this one's all like this as you get there. So even though you're in like earth, you can stand on something, you can breathe in there, you still have all this water above you, right? But maybe that's why you had to dig the tunnel, is to get used to some sort of space, like being comfortable with yourself in a small space. And I just saw like a soul being inside of a body and how that's actually a pretty small space for something to live. You know, even if, say, averagely it was the size of your heart or something, right? That's still like not that big of a square footage here, you know? Interesting, Scorpio. What's your assistance? Okay, you do have assistance with both emotional and physical spaces. Air is very helpful in your work or physical kind of world. Very helpful. I feel like you will receive some sort of really good advice right now, but it may come in such a way that's it's more Piscean. It's not exactly like direct, right? Because birds, air, speak sideways, right? So I heard take note of things. Oh, whatever the issue is right now, too, where you may feel a little bit split or torn in your own, again, security, especially emotionally and where you're going, Scorpio, whatever that crack is, it's like you fix the crack. It's not a big deal. Like, for instance, I was looking up foundations and cracks, like I was studying them recently, and there are different kinds of them, right? And if you catch a crack early on, then you can like subdue it, right? You can fix it. But if you wait too long, then the structure of the situation will crumble, right? Or eventually will buckle because it can't handle the weight of it. So, and I guess if you're building a tunnel, this is basically a foundation, right? It needs to be solid and secure. Very, very Saturn energy. It's cool. I like that. Oh, there's a cardinal. Cute. I guess another action to take in ways of your physical world, for some of you, this could be financial. It could be just realize, like, being able to take what you have and use it to really help you to get to the place that you want to be. You do need some good faith here, and where that really comes from for you, where this can be expressed is you believing in yourself. You know what I mean? You believing that you are safe and loved and protected. And then once that belief system is really there, and you know that, realize that you're a human and sometimes you're going to forget. And so you have to, again, ask for help from things that are outside of you that you cannot, control or maybe even touch sometimes, right? But that support is always there. That connection is always there, right? We're never alone. And again, you don't have to... I just saw someone praying like at the end of something, like when it's really, really, really hard. It's like and then I saw that crack in the foundation. Like, it's not a big deal. Sometimes cracks in foundations are just due to things curing and settling naturally, right? It's just a part of it. So as long, I see the more you've been paying attention, right? Being honest with your own power, and being clear in what you want, like really in your heart, with yourself and with other people. Yeah, there's the Phoenix. And the bear. Papa bear, mama bear. It looks like a papa bear to me. Right? Like we said before, so you had this reading recently talking about your own power, your fire, right? You're ruled by Mars and Pluto. But traditionally Mars, and I'm recording this in Aries Mars time. And that gives you a lot of power because you rule under the ground, you know, and the earth, which is the earth, and the earth does have a lot of power. And inside of you, you have a lot of power, which equals an ability to be able to take actions that are really magical and that can create some really, really fantastic things. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Look how beautiful this card is. And guess what's underneath it? Another phoenix. Reading these great ancient books and being so grateful for the knowledge. And maybe that's a part of it, is like you've learned some things, right? There's some knowledge here, and then there's tests of your own knowledge as you continue to build on whatever you're building upon, right? And I do see that people even younger than you, or maybe what you would consider juvenile, also your younger self, like talk to other people, right, of varying ages, and see what they would do. But remember, whatever is in your heart, whatever is in your soul, the map that you've been given, well, I heard it's something that you've known all along. Cool, Scorpio. Yeah. You're always being guided in some way. Right? Even at nighttime, there are lights. That's what stars are. They're little lights. And so maybe even if you don't know much about whatever all the names are of the constellations or what have you, I mean, I suppose you could maybe want to learn, but I just see like being outside and realizing, right? Think of it. Sailors, right? Think of crossing the sea. Sailors, they know the stars, you know. There's actually this one star, when the sailor sees it's on the horizon, they know that it's time to go back in because the seasons are changing, you know. It dictates what's safe and what's not. It gives an indication, right? It's like a kind of music. So maybe know that well, I heard you're never alone. Look how cool that card is. Where's its head? You know, I heard you're never alone, and you know more than you think you know. When you were a kid too, like what was the thing that you were really proud of? Like, was it something that you wrote, or a piece of art that you made, or grades that you received, or something you built? Like, what was it when you were a kid that you were just really proud of yourself, right? You're like, oh, I made this, you know, something. Yeah. Like, oh, look, I made that. You know, could have been a fort. I don't know. But what was the thing that you were really proud of yourself about? And then this goes into the bridge too. Remember, you can take this, because once the tunnel is built, you can mosey through that thing whenever you want. Now that you find this door, right? We talked about this, and you find this door. This is when the Pisces Scorpio stuff started happening. So when you find this door, it's like, oh, there's the door. But sometimes if you get distracted, right, with, I don't know, worry or fear, sometimes you may forget when you turn back around, it's Piscean. So you're like, where'd you go, door? Like, you were right here. But it's nothing to worry about. But it's almost like a child, like keep an eye on that. You know what I mean? Like keep an eye on it, but don't worry about it. Interesting reading, Scorpio. Very interesting. I like this energy. King and Queen of Pentacles, so good. Yeah, hawk. Well, I love you very much. Thank you for being here. I do wish you the best now. Please enjoy this new change of, changing of season. I hope your gardens are, growing and you're feeling safe and solid about that, right? Learn from what happened last year with your garden. Take a little stock. We're 1/4 of the way through the year, right? Whenever you arrive, this is when we're talking about. I love you, Scorpio. You're always such a treat. It's always inspiring. Your readings are really, really creative. Thank you for that. Yeah, what else is good? Oh, I mentioned it last time, but lots of things are blooming. So if you've been over to Patreon, thank you so very much. There's a link in the box if you're looking on how to find that space. There's I basically do extra content over there, astrological, mythological, lots of herbal medicine, things like that. But yeah, if you'd like to check it out, please feel free. If you're already over there, thank you so very much. I do wish you the happiest now. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for, you must have done something really good to end up with the Queen of Pentacles in your emotional state, right? Maybe this is also where, when your money, because you kind of rule money, so when you're in charge of your money or you are responsible, Capricorn, for that, right? Then that emotional security comes easier. Do you know what I mean? Because you got your bases covered, and then you can start building towards bigger things, right? Because remember, you're a fixed energy, and all fixed energy, I find, works a bit slower in making changes, right? It's one step at a time. Taurus is your opposite. So keep at it. And well, I just heard that Wilson Sisters song. It's like, if you hold on for one more day, things will go your way. Hold on for one more day. Someday somebody gonna turn around and make you want to say goodbye. Love you. Peace out.